I have some book thoughts, and while I realize that online book discourse is an incredibly reactionary space, I would ask that you hear me out before hitting the comment section. This weekend, I came across this tweet in which people were weighing in with their fantasy book hot takes, and this person said that it felt like a lot of fantasy books are centering romance, while trying to convince the reader that it's not written around the romance. This instantly reminded me of something I went through only a few weeks ago, in which I teased that I've just finished writing my debut YA fantasy and offered my followers the opportunity to ask me yes or no questions about the plot to build a little buzz, and the first 30 questions asked me what the spice level was. Still more people asked me what tropes I was using, such as enemies to lovers or there's only one bed. Mind you, I said I wrote a YA fantasy. I said nothing about a romance. All of this, for me, highlights a few looming problems for publishing. Number one, for quite a while now, it's been a widely known fact that the chief consumers of books marketed as YA are adults. Ever since books like The Hunger Games or The Shadowhunters dominated publishing, the box office, and a TV near you, adults are flocking to YA fantasy and science fiction. Number two, romance is the most popular literary genre in terms of book sales, and it is not close. The average writer in other genres, such as mystery or horror, could only hope to see the sales of the average romance novelist. Number three, and this might be the most salient point, romance is mostly targeted to women, and it has long been a known thing that anything marketed primarily to women is seen as less valuable, less serious, or less worthy of legitimacy. Because of all of this, there has been this expanding of age categories and genres. A lot of terms are getting confused or used as euphemisms. YA, in some corners of the internet book community, means books written for teens or young adults aged 12 or 13 to 17 or 18. In others, YA is this vaguely defined subgenre of romance centering broody 20-something underwear models. Even the terms for the online book community itself have become coded with spicy innuendo. If you click on the Book Talk hashtag, you'll find all sorts of men posting thirst traps saying, "This is for the Book Talk community." Comment sections are filled with people telling men to wait until Book Talk finds you. And now the market is flooded with massive 400-plus page tomes centering a klutzy female protagonist choosing between two broody 20-something underwear models, banging one another next to a unicorn or a robot or whatever science fiction or fantasy backdrop is being provided in order to say that this isn't a romance. It's science fiction or fantasy, which are somehow seen as more respectable and worthy, despite being vastly outmatched by romance book sales. Librarians, teachers, and readers are also beginning to complain about this. They complain that the YA market is flooded with gigantic books and are begging for more 200-page novels whose central themes are more suitable for an actual YA audience, which, it should be reminded, is technically somewhere between 12 and 13 and 17 and 18. My wish is that two things would happen. Number one, we need to quit looking down on the romance genre and give it the credit it has long been due. Many people read romance. It is a broad genre that can encompass anything from, yes, hot and spicy period pieces to quieter stories about rediscovering love after grief. It makes loads of money, has a devoted, unflagging readership, and is the reason many adults still read at all. If a book is about a romance, lead with that. Stop hiding it behind weird literary respectability politics. Number two, we need to better specify who a book is for rather than embracing confusing innuendo. If you label a book YA, I should assume I could comfortably give it to a 14-year-old. Likewise, I understand that what a 19-year-old reader and a 49-year-old reader are looking for are probably different things. As an author, I get that the real answer to the question, who is this book for, is anyone with money, because we don't want to limit who might want to pick up a book. But that's where we need publishers to make their PR and marketing teams do their jobs and help readers understand what the book is actually about and who the book is actually for. Hope this helps.